Hello there. Nemo Ashong here, founder of Enjoyment, and I just wanted to take some time to wish you Happy New Year and welcome you to Joyful January. I am out here on a walk here in Singapore, and today is a perfect day for a walk, really because it's been raining for the last few days and today's a dry day, so we'll go with that. I wanted to just take some time here to just connect with you and just welcome you to Joyful January. This is actually something that came up in my mind. I'd like to think that the pieces were all there beforehand, but it really just solidified just a few minutes ago. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I'm feeling this. This is exactly like where I would want to go with this here. And it's part of the message that I believe that my heart is looking to put out there. So let's go with this here. So during this month, I'm just going to focus on the joy. And the thing about it is that I always focus on the joy. That's just my thing. It's all about the joy for me. So what I like to do is actually invite you to come and participate, come have fun, come play with us here during Joyful January. Now, it's not going to be complicated. I want to keep things nice and simple. We have enough going on here. Everyone has their own resolutions. For me, I set intentions. I'm actually setting resolutions and goals all throughout the year. So this is just another day, another time of the year. But during Joyful January, I want to invite you to be able to find more joy in your day. And I think I'm going to keep it simple. I think I'm going to keep it super simple here. The way that we'll play is that I'll just ask you once a day to just find something that brought you joy and then come and share it with us here on Facebook or wherever you end up watching it. I don't care where you put it, to tell you the truth. Tell someone that you know at work, just tell someone outside of yourself, even if it's writing it down in a notebook or a journal, just something that brought you joy today. And we'll do that each and every day of January. And we'll take it from there. And my reasoning here, so if you know me here, my name is Nemo Ashong, and I've really been focusing on enjoyment. And enjoyment has been in the past about experiencing enjoyment through employment. But I've been very fortunate with, over the last few weeks, with the people that I've been working with the people who have come to me to ask for coaching or to just have some really great conversations exploring some of the possibilities in their world. Well, what I've found is that two things. Firstly, the aspect of experiencing enjoyment through employment, well, that was my way of finding joy. And secondly, the aspect of just going for joy in and of itself, well, there are a couple different challenges with it. Firstly, there's the lack of clarity as to what is joy? What does that feel like? What is that there? So people will come up and be like, I don't know if I'm feeling joy. I know I want to feel more of it, and so on and so forth. So I've had the very lucky happenstance, and I say luck, but realistically, I went out and I asked people, and people made some connections. So, let's use luck very, very loosely there. But I've been able to talk to a number of different individuals who have shared some of the things that have given them the opportunity to experience joy in what they do. And one of the things that they keep mentioning is being able to figure out what it is that brings you joy, what it is that makes you happy, what it is that excites you at your core. And while that is great to say, it's been hard for people to actually bring it to life, for people to actually take that into account. So this is where the prospect of Joyful January comes into play, where if you can just take 10 seconds a day to just reflect back on something that brought you joy that day. What we'll do is we'll chronicle it. We'll give you an opportunity to notice it in the moment and feel gratitude for that. Be able to just be in that moment and notice it for what it is, right? And then over time, throughout the month, and if you continue to do it beyond that, kudos to you. You'll just find more insights. You'll be able to see various trends that come along it and give you a better sense and a clearer sense as to what right now is bringing you joy. And I think that right now is an important place to be. And I say that because, I think I've brought this up here in the past, but one of my fears with pursuing joy and making a business around helping people experience joy on a daily basis is this fear that, let me just put it out there. My fear is that people won't be able to be happy with what they have. And that there is not the point of this here. In fact, part of this here is not to go and say like you need to go and change your career. It could be, how do we incorporate more joy in what you do right now? How do we make sure that aspect of you that wants to go out and make an impact in the world beyond your current circle is able to do that and has an outlet to do that there? And that's the places that we play. So we want to help you get some clarity on that, and we're going to make it very simple to do that. So during Joyful January, just come out, share one thing with one person, some way, somehow, about something you did that day that brought you joy. So here at Enjoyment, do what brings you joy every day. I actually say each and every day. It just makes it easier to put into emails. But do what brings you joy each and every day. And I'm going to hold you to that. And I'm going to ask you to hold me to that as well. You'll see me come out here and share what has brought me joy that day. Now, I'll add on to here, when I look at joy, there are 3 ways that I look at it. And this is personal to me, my methodology, my philosophy, my experience of joy. But it really boils down to 3 things. Well, at the end of it, it boils down to 1, which is to experience joy, just be more you. Ooh, even saying that, it just like changed my demeanor a little bit. It felt like, okay, and I can slow down a little bit and get to like the core of it all, the core of the reason that I'm out here, which is that for me, what I found is that it is not easy to be yourself. It's not easy to even know yourself, and let alone get a chance to be yourself. And when I look at what has really been the differentiator for me in times where I felt like uncomfortable, or times where I felt like I was just rocking it and life was awesome, and times where I just really felt happy and felt that joy and the moments that I'm truly grateful for. Well, those are the times where I was being myself. The things came easy to me, and I was doing things in a way that, for me, I'm unorthodox. That's the word. So they're just memories and different experiences where I did it my way, and guess what? The results were even better than if I tried to do it some other person's way. And at the core of what I do here with Enjoyment, and basically my life, Enjoyment just gives me a chance to be able to focus all of my time and energy on helping people explore more of themselves. But like, my life's mission is to empower joy for millions of people. And to me, that the crux of it all is through the individual, by helping them and creating the space for them to explore themselves and be able to fully express themselves as they currently are. Now, to do this, I focus on 3 things. I focus on possibility, inclusion, and authenticity. I feel possibility is incredibly important. If you don't believe that you have options, if you think that the only things that are available to you are what you currently see in your world, what you've seen from your community, what you've seen from what your parents or your friends or your teachers or your coworkers or your bosses, like what they believe for you, and you yourself don't think that you have any other opportunities, well then I found that really, really diminishes your overall potential to experience joy. The next part is inclusion, because at the end of the day, we all want to belong, right? At the end of the day, we want to be able to belong as who we are. We want to be celebrated for our gifts. We want those things to have a seat at the table. And it's interesting, but it's more than just like, hey, is it here? But it's really like, and when I say is it here, I mean, hey, is this person being represented, or is this skill set being represented? And rather, it takes it a step further to being like, wait a minute, we need this person. We need this skill set, because when they're here, we're able to create something that we can't create without them. There's something very unique and special about this person. And in fact, it is the thing that makes them so different is the thing that we need the most, the thing that we cherish the most, the thing that we want the most, and why we want you. And so you'll find me talk a lot about inclusion here, and the inclusion will come back toward being more you, toward being able to understand that we are all common in the fact that we're all different, and utilizing that to help make sure every experience that you're part of is enriched. There's a reason why you're watching this as a Facebook Live and not a blog post right now. And the reason for that is that this is me. This is what comes easiest to me. And in doing so, I'm able to help include my message in a way that others get a chance to experience it beyond myself. The third place I look at possibility, I look at inclusion, and the third place I look at is authenticity. Authenticity to me, I mean, like at the end of the day, that's like pretty much a word for be more you, right? But I think it's the being part. of the be more you. Like there's one thing to do more you, there's one thing to have more you, but to be more you, to actually be authentic with yourself and do things in a way that is authentic to yourself. Well, that's what I consistently explore. I'm finding myself more often, thanks to my coach from afar, as I like to say, Rich Litvin, who goes out and he puts out things and he says, what I don't want you to know about me is. And there's something so powerful about just being real, like 360 degrees. What I don't want you to know about me is I'm profusely sweating through this shirt here, because it's humid, but I'm also like putting myself out there in a way where I'm like, oh, this is more real than I expected. What I don't want you to know about me is that it took me a very long time to figure out, like, this is where I want to take this conversation and take things this week. What I don't want you to know about me is that I'm still figuring things out along the way, and that I may never come up with a specific methodology and such, but that's not really my style. That's not authentic to me, because quite frankly, I feel that everyone has their own unique experiences and circumstances, and I'd be doing people more of a disservice. To be honest, I say it's more disempowering to go off and say, here goes your 5 steps, let's go. Do those 5 steps and you'll be granted the power. And instead, I'd love to help people figure out what works for them, so that they'll always have a compass to, regardless of the situation that they're in, be able to move forward. So I talk possibility, I talk inclusion, I talk authenticity, and I put it all out there. And throughout Joyful January, and this will probably continue beyond there, but let's just go ahead and see with where we are right now. I like to focus each week focus on a different one of those themes. So we'll do something on possibility one week, we'll do something on inclusion the next, authenticity, and then perhaps we'll reset it. Or if there are other themes that continue to support joy, then we'll go ahead and do that. Because it's not necessarily all that easy to just go out and focus on just the joy aspect. There are different, I like to think joy is a destination, and possibility, inclusion, and authenticity are the path. At least those are the paths that I will go ahead and explore. My 10th grade math teacher used to say, there's more than one way to get to the Cherry Hill Mall. So, at the end of the day, you'll find your path to joy, and I embrace that and I welcome that. I include that in what we do here, because this is important, and it's your life, and it's what you do. And I think that it's incredibly important to give you that space to be able to do that. And in fact, that difference is appreciated and needed here, not just with enjoyment, not just in our communications, in our communities, but in your world. People need that from you, and I want to make sure that we have that space to go and do that. So with each of these different themes, and each of these different weeks that we go through, possibility, inclusion, and authenticity, I'll also be looking to organize what I'm calling a different-minded conversation. And this year is just getting people together to really explore one of the themes more directly. We'll look at it through a possibility that we're looking to create. It's possibility creation driven and not problem solving driven. So, and it's also not information and knowledge sharing driven. There'll be other opportunities for that. There are other things that I do for that, but I want to get people together for a play shop, a playground to explore these possibilities for themselves. And then hopefully at some point we'll even get to the point of what can we co-create, not just me and you, but within the members of the community, within the members of people who are employees or pioneers, possibility, inclusion, and authenticity. So pioneers, wink. I thought that was clever, and I'm going to keep using it. But like, what can we all create together? And we'll get to that point. I try not to. What I don't want you to know about me is that I get stuck when I get too many possibilities going on through my own head. I actually work with a coach to help extrapolate and extract what's going on through my mind to make that all come together. So I feel I'll leave you here with this. I'll leave you here with Joyful January. I'll get out of the reverberating tunnel beforehand. And I want you to know how much I appreciate you. This is the first thing that I've done today that has brought me great joy. And I just wanted to thank you for letting me share in that. Thank you for letting me share this moment with you and be there with you. I want to give it some special shout outs to Madeline. Madeline, it's so great to see you. You know, be more you. I actually found out more about that and found that expression and found a way to live into that more by being featured in the conversation with you. And we should catch up, because you've actually given me some confidence and a way of seeing that is more me, just having these conversations with people in a meaningful way. So I thank you for that, and I'm glad to see that you're on here. And Ian Joe, so good to see you. You see it. Possibilities, inclusion, authenticity. It's all to tell you the truth, a lot of this has been spurred from my Hobie experience. So I am really, really grateful that you ended up coming on here and seeing some of this here, because I'll be honest, there's a program, it's a youth leadership program called Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership, so Hobie. And I got a chance to participate in it as a facilitator with my wife several years ago. And what came of it was that for 3 days, I was able to facilitate a group of 10th graders to help them feel empowered and really just be in a positive environment that looked at them not as problems, but as the possibilities for the future, and empowered them right then and there with the skills to be leaders. Not only empowered them with the skills, but gave them that opportunity in that moment to be leaders. And that there shaped everything for me. It changed. It was the weekend that changed it all for me. You know, it was like, whoa, wait, you can be in a positive, uplifting, supportive environment and actually get better results than what you would be able to do in a negative feedback focus and all the things that you do wrong kind of focus environment. You're telling me that you can go around and give someone an affirmation and the next day they can exceed your expectations even based on that? It was wild. It was wild to me, and it still is wild to me. And it's the reason I decided to play this game that I'm playing this game here of seeing how can we create that on a regular basis, you know? Just even thinking about that just fills me up. Even thinking about that just puts me into a place where I'm just like, yo, this is it. This is the opportunity that we have amongst us here. And I appreciate you deciding to come on this journey with us, but not just come on as a passenger or as a bystander. Come on this journey as a participant, and really as someone who is also an employee and a pioneer. Wink. All right. So just know that I love you dearly. Taking the time to do this here, it's not an easy thing that you have decided to do. You made a choice to spend time watching this video. And if you're coming in toward the middle, skipping around all over the video, I would say do yourself a favor. Take a deep breath. Find some time to watch this at a time where, you can really connect and really just be in it. And give yourself some time to just watch this, because this might be the conversation that shifts everything for you. And if that's the case, I want to make sure that you have that opportunity to let it do what it really can do. All right? So here is to doing the things that bring you joy each and every day. I cannot wait to talk to you again. Take care and have a very joyful January. Peace out. Bye.